Thank you, Maryland. This is truly, truly amazing. I want to thank the Maryland State Education Association for this award and President Cheryl Bowles for calling me with that great news that I was named the 2019-20 Educational Support Professional of the Year for the state of Maryland. A special thank you to the SEAC team, President Helen Wilkerson, MacArthur Middle School, UNISERV Director Brad Darjean, and CAPE Chair Carmelita Mackel for inspiring me. And I must thank my lovely wife for 25 years, Regina. I love you. As ESPs, many of us leave work headed to second or third jobs. My second job is coaching year-round with football and track and field. So it was a while before I connected with my union, but in time, I made a meeting, got involved, and became the site associate representative for MacArthur Middle School. I put up a bulletin board with SEAC information and began speaking with my fellow uniform employees about involvement and membership. From there, I began attending workshops and trainings through SEAC, through NEA, and MSEA. A lot of acronyms. Woo! On November 15th, 2018, I was named the first ever SEAC ESP of the Year for Anne Arundel County Public Schools. The team surprised me with balloons, a gift basket, and a huge poster check that stated priceless. Now, my wife said they could have put a few zeros on that check. But I understood the message, and I had to relay that message to our ESPs that they indeed are priceless. Educational support professionals transport students to and from school, serve as teacher assistants in classroom curriculum, secretaries in offices, cafeteria workers, work in operations as custodians, and wherever they are needed in the building. I am a permanent sub-teacher at MacArthur Middle School. I work with all grades, 6th through 8th, all subject matters, and have been in every classroom in the building. Every day is a different day when entering the doors at my school because of the uncertainty of where I'll be working each day. I could be helping 7th graders work on a writing assignment in English, or in the gym with an 8th grade class having PE, or introducing a lesson to the 6th graders at Avid that requires the use of Cornell notes. I stay flexible. When I have free time, I pay visits back to some of those classes and continue to build relationships. The entire school calls me Coach Pickens, or simply Coach. I always speak to my athletes in school about their games and their seasons. I make efforts each year to get out to see more of our students in their youth games. When a student sees you outside the halls of that school building, they see you in a different light. The little time you show concern for them further strengthens the relationship between the educator and the student. I coached 10 years of football and 4 years of track and field at Meade High School. Go Mustangs. That experience has allowed me to see the further development of our MacArthur students. Students like Darius, whom I have taught, coached, and mentored. He was a troubled young man with an unstable home. He had a mother battling a heroin addiction and a father that was not present in his life. His life-changing moment happened at MacArthur when he got into one of his many altercations and a teacher was accidentally hit in the melee. The police were summoned to the school and Darius was handcuffed and detained. Thank goodness everything was cleared up and he was released. There's an old proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. That is when I became part of Darius's village and did not give up on him. I became that role model and kept encouraging him academically and athletically. Today, because of educators like you and people like me, Darius is on an athletic scholarship today in football at Bowie State University. And he is pursuing a degree in finance. Recently, I had Darius come to MacArthur to visit a class I have been working with the first 2 weeks of school. He spoke with the students about his challenges and how he overcame them. He also shared his experience about being an IB learner in high school. Now, no disrespect to the IB community, but Darius told those middle schoolers that he hated IB. He hated the long papers, the many projects, and the workload that he had to endure. But he grinned, looked at the kids and said, "College is much easier from my IB experience. After going through IB, I got this." When I personally made the decision to go back to school to pursue a master's in school counseling, I learned a lot of new and innovative ways to help and assist young scholars. I learned that school counselors work to break down barriers that impede learning. All of us in that student's life in that village can do just that. Regardless of your status, your title, or where you are on the pay scale, you indeed are priceless and vital to the development of young people. Not every story about life struggles in the same way. I remember having a freshman football player named Sean breaking down crying in my arms because his mom was struggling with a crack cocaine addiction. She lost that fight 2 years ago when she overdosed. However, through this young man's village and support, he is an honor roll student. He returned to football this year after taking off last year when grieving the loss of his mother. But during the year that he was off, he began doing music. Recently, Sean caught the attention of Philadelphia recording artist Meek Mills when he remixed one of his hit songs. I truly love to see our young learners have creativity and an entrepreneurial spirit. To all my fellow educators, the interaction with students on a daily basis is important. Continue to be part of the student's village because it truly takes a village to raise a child, and never, ever give up on them. We do not know what is going on in children's lives beyond school. Get to know them and know their story. Continue to encourage our young scholars so we can share more stories about students of success and less about student statistics. As I continue to work with students, teachers, peers, and the community, I will do what God has put on my heart in bettering the community, one person at a time. Thank you for this award and blessings.
Great job.
Thank you.
No need to be nervous whatsoever.
Yeah.
So we have an award for you. We want to thank you.
Thank you.